Afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing really well, or morning, depending on where in the world you are. Just thought we'd jump on a quick video here and look at the cryptocurrency market. Let's do a quick crypto update. Let me share my screen and let's see how the market's doing. So, as you can see here, the crypto market, the global crypto market cap is sitting at 1.6 trillion US dollars. That is phenomenal, and I guess a lot of us wouldn't have expected this just a few years ago. Some really phenomenal players here in terms of market cap. I mean, Bitcoin's sitting at $750 billion in market cap alone. Ethereum, 300 million. Some massive market caps here. And Bitcoin is now sitting at 39,500 US dollars. We're going to go in for another retest of the $40,000 mark. And it's really important that we can push through this 40,000 critical level in order for us to be able to push through to higher levels. Ethereum's looking strong still at around 2,600 US dollar mark. Now, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to sort this by the biggest movers over this last week, the rally we've seen in the last week. So if we just toggle that there, you can see Polkadot has moved a tremendous 23%. You've got Chainlink at 18%, Solana at 16%. So this is just testament to the fact that once Bitcoin gets moving, we know that some of these strong mid-cap altcoins can move 2 to 3 times the percentage move that Bitcoin achieves. So it's really important that you have that balanced portfolio like we talk about in your crypto portfolio. Now let's head over to the charts. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin. This is the 4 hourly chart. Excuse my mess on here. But as you can see, at the time of talking here, the latest 4 hourly candle has dipped down a bit. We've got rejected from this 41,615 level I've drawn here, which is an important level. I mean, we managed to successfully break out of this level here at 38,000. We work then through this next level at just below 40,000. I mark it at the 39,300 level as a critical level. But we did bounce back and test that again, as you can see here, before heading towards that 41,600 level. But that's where we got rejected. So I do want to see a bit of momentum building up here, a bit of accumulation at this level here before testing back up on this level. Now let's look at a few of the news pieces. Interestingly, let's look at there's a good interesting article here of Nigeria and their move towards cryptocurrency. And I think this is an important point I wanted to make. Is often in the Western world, I'm here in the UK, and people involved in the crypto space in the States, we're often tied in our bubble and we forget the value that cryptocurrency is going to have in these third world countries or countries experiencing serious inflation. I mean, even now the Western world, given the C-19 troubles, are facing inflationary pressures. Whether that's transitory or not, we can argue that and debate that. But we are facing a few inflation troubles, and that's what's giving the market some attention towards Bitcoin. Right? People are thinking, oh wait, we need a hedge in case inflation gets out of hand. But these countries have been facing large amounts of inflation for a long time, and governments which put pressure on normal fiat currencies. So it's really interesting to read this article. I do suggest you have a read. Moving on, we can see here Bloomberg acknowledging that Bitcoin had a good rally. Yep, it did have a good, strong rally indeed. We've got the Ethereum upgrade set to auto supply. Now, this is an important point. I think one of the criticisms of Ethereum versus Bitcoin was that Ethereum doesn't have a limited amount of supply. But obviously, with the upgrades that are being planned of moving over to proof of stake versus a proof of work, and also having some sort of burn mechanism, this can have a massive uplift in the Ethereum pricing. I mean, look, I think in this article, they explain what EIP 1559 is for those interested. It's a software upgrade that fundamentally changes the way transactions are processed on Ethereum by providing clear pricing on transaction fees. Because, guys, we know Ethereum is a massive player in the ecosystem. A lot of dApp builders, decentralized apps, are being built on the Ethereum network. But what's prohibiting these guys from flying and absolutely going crazy are the limited gas fees, right? The gas fees are super expensive, that many of these clever apps, which are great, are not viable simply because the fee is going to cost more than the value you're getting from using the app. Okay, so it's really important that Ethereum get to grips with their gas issue, and hopefully this solution can make a difference. We'll wait to see. So it goes into explaining what the current practice is on Ethereum. So you can see here, currently a person or entity trying to send a transaction on the Ethereum network must pay a so-called gas fee, like I've just explained. but the exact transaction fee is not clear, and market participants say there is no way of knowing the price beforehand. That's correct. I mean, you can go to websites like the gas station, which give you an indication of how many gwei you need to pay for a certain transaction. But from my experience, it's so prohibitive. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people are opting for Binance Smart Chain or using PancakeSwap on these platforms, just because of the fees. It's just the fees. Will mining, buying, and selling Ether become easier? EIP59 changes the mechanism by setting a base fee paid to miners for each transaction, part of which will be burned. Okay, so this is the deflationary pressure that they're introducing, this burning mechanism, which should hopefully prop up the price of Ether. Participants can also include an optional tip with their base fee to speed up the process. Okay, so you can, if you want your transaction to go through and be recorded on the blockchain quicker, you can pay a tip, and therefore your transaction will be taken first, so to speak. Okay, what does this mean for the Ether supply? So as you can see here, this Bitwise's Hugin cited estimates that EIP 1559 will reduce Ether's overinflation rate from roughly 4% a year to 3%. Okay, so 1% deflationary effect. That is about half as large a reduction proportionally seen in Bitcoin halving events. Okay, so what does this mean for investors? He goes on to say the change should make it easier for investors to understand the value of holding Ether. And he says it should increase transactions on the Ethereum network and raise the use of Ether. Okay, if we just go up slightly in this article, I believe he makes another statement. Here we go. He estimates that the expected software adjustment next week, coupled with another upgrade in the first quarter of 2022, he's saying it should easily quintuple the price of Ether by next year. Okay, so on Thursday, Ether was at 2312. We just saw it sitting at, where were we? Let's check that again. Sort by highest market cap. Ethereum sitting close to 2,600 level. So if we're looking at a 4x of that, we're looking at 4x of that, or a 5x in between 4 and 5x. We're looking at easily 10 to 12,500 US dollars per Ether, according to this gentleman. Moving on, let's have a look at Cardano. So Cardano will allow users to run smart contracts once hard fork occurs. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson has updated the community on the upcoming updates on the Cardano ADA blockchain. Hoskinson recently discussed updates coming to Cardano. The founder was speaking on his live stream on YouTube, where he stated, "We are on schedule, things are moving along, chugging away," when talking about the upcoming Alonzo hard fork. Hoskinson was speaking about the requirement needed for the updated fork, admitting that a lot of work is required. There are kind of two parallel tracks going on at the same time for the launch of Alonzo. Fine, right? It's just more of the same from Hoskinson. I'm a big ADA investor. I believe in ADA, but I can see why the market is starting to get frustrated. If we don't start to see progress with Alonzo, with people being able to actually build dApps, similar to where we're at with Ethereum, then this is all just going to be talk, isn't it? And the market will not take this very positively. Now, my reason for being bullish Cardano is my background is mathematics, so I can connect with Hoskinson when I listen to his live streams, and I understand he's coming from a fundamental principle analysis, right? He wants to do things from base up, and you can definitely see he's taking his time. He's not going to be rushed by the market. He's not going to be rushed by people saying, "Oh, introduce this feature, change this, change this." He's going to build it in the way that he feels best. I think that's important, because we saw that with the Bitcoin, and then we had the block size wars. We saw that with Ethereum, and now Ethereum doing a whole bunch of upgrades, which we've been waiting years for, in order to move to a proof of stake environment. Charles is going the other angle. He's saying, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to build it the way I want to build it. And that gives me a bit of confidence around his thoughts and his process. I like that. And that's why I've got a decent size bag of Cardano as well. So overall, market's looking good. I think coming back to the charts, we do need to see that breakthrough, that 41,000 resistance mark for Bitcoin. And when we do move, we should be able to get up to these levels here of 43,000. And once we break those 43,000 marks, my next bit of resistance sits at 47,850. So definitely something to watch out. We've got a nice open space. I think if we look at when we fell a big level there. I think the fall, yep, about 48% mark there. So there wasn't massive levels of resistance on the way down. So once we can clear this busy level across here, across this region, let's just draw that out. Once we can, if we can clear this sort of a level here, then we can get up into the races. Okay, so really pay attention to the 43,628. If we can get any serious momentum and bounce off of this 40 level and go test that 43,000 level, then I think we're back in the game. Okay, guys, that's all for a crypto update for today. I'll be back with another video shortly around stocks or crypto, so stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.